Alright, guys, so Nvidia up to almost 900 again. Alright. Let me drink some coffee. Tomorrow is CPI inflation data. Nvidia sitting right around 900. What's up, Ariels? Yeah, I'm looking at Tesla seems to still be pulling back. Don't we have an AMD conference today of some sort? Maybe it's an Nvidia conference. Alright, we're here. What's up, Yair? Rocket, Dark, Ariels. What's up, team? What's up, Bashal? It's fasting season. Fasting's so good for you, though, brother. Fasting's so good for you, man. You know? And it makes sense why, right? Like, those religious texts, like, they knew what they were talking about when they talked about fasting. Because if you think about like what our ancient ancestors did, like our hunter-gatherer ancestors, right? And you think about what they did, what the least foreign thing to the human body is what's the most healthy, right? It makes perfect logical sense. Where like, okay, blueberries are good for us. Why? Because those hunter-gatherer ancestors walked around picking berries, you know, and so they're one of the least foreign things to our body. They reduce inflammation, all that good stuff, right? And in that regard, fasting is very good for us. Why? Because it's probably a more natural cycle for us, like a more natural eating cycle. Like we didn't have access to a bunch of food at all times historically, like humans. We didn't have access to a bunch of food historically. Most of the time we had to wait, we had to hunt it half the time. You know, we had to gather it, hunt it, hunter-gatherers. They didn't have access to that food, and so fasting, at least for part of the day, is very, very healthy. It reduces inflammation. It's just really good for you, you know. So, cheers to fasting. Oh wait, is it on my? Oh wait, I didn't even plug my mic in. My bad, guys. Hold on. Oh, 100%. Mines. I understand completely. All right. So the mic should be better now. Let me see. There we go. Sound check. 1 2 1 2. All right. We'll get some music playing in a second. St. Bernard Parish. What's up, dude? Where's Bitcoin at? Broadcom earnings. Where's Bitcoin at? Bitcoin at 72,000, bro. I thought it might break it this weekend. Bitcoin at 73,000. Crazy. All right, good. All right, let me get some music playing in the background. What's up, Tony? Bitcoin to 72,000. Yeah. We should put her call for Nvidia. I have no idea. Nvidia up to almost 900s. 974s was highs yesterday or Friday. So 970s. All right, guys. Let me get some music playing. Nvidia green now, but seems choppy pre-market. Yeah. I mean, war's over, gold going very low. Scary situation for Nvidia right now. What's scary? What do you think is scary for Nvidia? Big dip, if ever, to 575. It hit 850s early this morning. Or maybe that was early Friday evening. Good morning, John, and all. Massive institutional profits taking at Nvidia Friday, then going up to 1,000. Yeah, we didn't actually move the clock. It is much more. Crazy that Nvidia moved from 840 to 880 overnight. Yeah, it's almost up to 900s. Nvidia green now, but seems choppy. Bitcoin flying. Yeah. All right, guys. Let's do a poll. Will Nvidia break highs today? That's going to be the poll. All right, Chad. I'm still playing with Apple here. We're in Apple right now. Starting to move up. What? What'd you do over the weekend? Something special? I went and saw Dune with the kids. Although I realize that I can never bring my son to a movie, ever. Definitely not Dune. You know, my son's over 10. My son's almost 11. And so I thought he was old enough to take to Dune. Apparently, he's just not. You know? Like, he made it through about half of the movie, and he just started to freak out.
and like wanted to leave and complain and talk over everybody and like just disrupt the movie. Dude's freaking 3 hours long, is what I realize. All right, chat. Your strategy theory is sake for options trades. Yeah. You helped AMC to still going? Is it still going? Let me see. I know y'all probably want me to put on the music, but I have such a good time in the morning. I'm a morning person, and now I'm listening to music. Listen to some Coheed and Cambria. Honestly, it just came on my playlist. It's good. I like it, But all right, I'm about to switch. Yeah, kids are a blessing, though, brother. They really are, man. Like, look, I'm not judging you if you don't want to have kids. I'm really not. I couldn't imagine not having kids. Like, listen, like, kids are a blessing, And I understand. It depends on how old you are, right? As you start to get older, I think the right move is to have kids. Just because, like, you want people to be able to take care of you when you're older. Like, not just that, but, like, you want companionship regardless of marriage. Like, that's the reality of it, right? Like, you want somebody to be there for you no matter what. And like sometimes marriage isn't that. I mean, I'm with Carol and I, marriage is that, right? But I know a lot of people that their marriage just didn't work, and so I don't know. I think it's the meaning of life, personally. Uh, my son's doing much better. He's been going to school. Perfect timing Friday when you explain why a pullback is desirable if a stock is to go higher. Yeah, pullback is necessary. All right, here we're gonna listen to music now. There you go. But again, with that said, I'm not judging you if you don't have kids. Like, I get it. It's all subjective. Yeah, I mean, you're still young, bro. I mean, I had my son around that age. But, like, you're still young, man. It's all good, bro. Live your life, dude. Enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. Because once you have kids, everything pivots to them, So enjoy your life, brother. Why the dip on Friday? Any answer to that? I mean, are you talking about Nvidia? Are you talking about the market in general? I mean, listen, guys, a dip is necessary. The markets are not just going to go straight up. And it's not a reasonable expectation for that to happen either. Like, the markets are not just going to rip straight up. That's just not going to happen, right? Like, markets have to pull back. They have to correct. They have to... They need to catch their breath a little bit sometimes. And so, yeah. They're not going to go straight up. Don't we have an Nvidia press conference too, like an Nvidia AI conference this week? father used to say one father can take care of 6 sons and daughters, but 6 of them can't take care of one parent. Yeah. I don't know how they mean that, though. I mean, they could mean that in the way of, like, when kids get old, they don't want to take care of their parents or whatever, and that might be true, you know. You gotta raise them right, you know. Did anyone know when is the Nvidia AI press conference? I'm pretty sure it's later this week. I think it's called GTC. Yeah, GTC, Nvidia. Or it might be next week. Let me see. Okay, yeah, so sorry. It's not this week. That is next week. So that AI conference starts on the 18th, which is Monday next week, right? This week's CPI week, right? Next week we got Nvidia AI, Jensen Huang live on stage at the SAP Center as he shares AI advances that are shaping our future. I'm going to try to stream it as long as it's streamable. We're going to stream it. Honestly, I've been playing with AI a lot more lately, and AI has grown to just be powerful, man. Powerful. The people that don't like it, the people who think that it's not powerful have not messed with it. They haven't messed with it, because when you mess with it, you realize, like, AI is incredibly powerful right now. Go to ChatGPT 4, not GPT 3.5. That one's a little bit slow. Go to GPT 4 and DALL-E. And you'll see it's just genuinely powerful. Government grants on the line here. Nvidia's went from 470s to 970s. Couldn't blame people for taking profit. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them either. Don't forget the looming GameStop earnings that will be announced very soon. Yeah, so GameStop earnings are going to be, I feel like they're not this week, they're next week, right? I'm going to stream them, you know. Yeah, so they're March 19th, so they are going to be Tuesday, next Tuesday. We're going to stream them. They haven't been doing an earnings call, if I remember correctly, so I don't know if they're going to be doing an earnings call this time either. But let me check. They should do an earnings call, man. Yeah, I'm looking at their investor relations site, but I don't think they're doing an earnings call. They haven't been doing them for a while. When's the annual meeting for shareholders? Yeah, their site's pretty delayed too, bro. Let me see. Context, newsroom. Wait, GameStop disclosed third quarter results in December. Oh, I guess that's 3 months ago. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be doing an earnings call. So we'll stream them, like when they drop earnings, which is gonna be next week, March 19th. Pretty sure in the evening. They haven't confirmed that date though, but yeah, it's in the evening. Hopefully they do a call. They should do a call. Again, next week we got an AI conference, GameStop earnings, just a lot of stuff that happens next week, in all honesty. People are confused about crypto. What's up, Easy Mike? What's up, brother? Does this week's CPI inflation data help or hurt markets? That's the question. I don't use the MT5 platform. I use either, I've been using Quant Tower mostly lately. Yeah, so CPI inflation data, guys, just to give you a checkup on it. So CPI data drops tomorrow. It's expected at 0.4%. It's expected to bump up a little bit month to month from 0.3% to 0.4%, and year over year is expected to stay flat, the same at 3.1%. So. Are we live trading here? Yes. CPI will come in hot. I got that Coheed and Cambria song, Blood Red Summer, stuck in my head now. It came on my playlist this morning. Now it's just stuck in my head. Dude has such a high-pitched voice, bro. You know? Tesla. Tesla down at 175, man. Friday, the stock market could see extra volatility with triple witching day. Oh, is this Friday triple witch? Let's see. So March 17th, guys. March 17th. Wait, that's Sunday. That's wrong. Oh, wait. March 15th. I'm sorry. Friday. Friday is triple witch day. Yeah, the dude's got such a high-pitched voice, but it works, bro. It works. Like I said, I never really listened to them very much. They threw it on my playlist this morning somehow, you know. And it's just good, dude. I can't lie. I can't be like, I can't try to be cool and be like, you know, that guy sucks. You know, I gotta just be honest and say it was good music, man. I liked it. You know, I might listen to it again. No, so it's the 15th. So March 15th, 2024 is quad witching day. Technically, it's not quad witching. Again, the quad witching term refers to a time in which all four major contract types expire same day, but there's no such thing as stock futures anymore. I wish there was. Imagine how nice it would be to be able to trade Apple futures, right? You could day trade Apple in futures. Like, how great would that be to trade individual stocks in futures? Unfortunately, you can't anymore, and so there's no such thing as stock futures anymore. It's only index futures. So quad witch used to refer to stock futures expiring, index futures, stock options, and index options all expiring on the same Friday. Right now, it's just index options, index futures, and stock options. Right now, those three things expire same day, and it's triple witching, but it's the same thing basically. It's just a day of historical volatility solo. So it's a day in which like volatility is high. What's up, Matthew? What's up, Mark? Yeah, it's just triple witching now. It's still a day of volatility, but still. Friday, the stock market could see some extra volatility. Triple witching day, the simultaneous expiration of stock index futures and stock. Yeah, exactly. Is that all the data you use to trade? What? stock futures haven't been around for a long time, you know. I've been trading futures for years. I haven't once traded stock futures. Yeah, so I'm reading this story. Technically, when single stock futures began trading in late 2002, expiration day used to be referred to quad witch. However, with the close of One Chicago in September of 2020, single stock futures ceased trading. So the day is now just triple witching, right? So September of 2020 is when single stock futures ended. Unfortunately, it would still be, again, imagine how nice it would be to be able to trade like individual stock futures. But the show must go on, I guess. So yeah, 2020. So 3-4 years ago, it stopped. Tesla bounced it up to 176 today. Let's see if it continues up. Apple dipped a little bit, but it's now bouncing back some this morning. That's nice to see. I'll take it. Green is good. Yeah, you know, honestly, I've been playing with OpenAI a lot this weekend, and you know, people were telling me lawyers are in trouble, right? Like, people were telling me lawyers were in trouble, and now I see exactly what they mean, right? I truly see exactly what they mean. I think they might be, bro, because, like, dude, like, I really do think lawyers might be in trouble, dude. Because when you look at this, right? Why isn't it letting me log in, dude? What the heck? ChatGPT. An error occurred. Okay. Trying to show you guys an example of what's going on. Some type of error is happening. Let's exit out of all this stuff. It might be because it's on my phone too simultaneously. Maybe they don't let me open it up. There's ChatGPT down. No, not really. Maybe it's just my phone. Let's open up a different browser. Yeah, but anyways, you can ask ChatGPT to write you any contract that's valid in any state very quickly, very easy, and it just freaking works. Okay, so yeah, here it is. Let me show you. Let me show you. We're gonna get a new chat open. I'm gonna open up in GPT-4. All right. And like, look at how powerful this is, right? Like, I was joking around with my daughter, and I can say, write me a contract that will be valid in Texas that states, maybe that's bad grammar. My daughter has to get on base 4 times in her high school softball games, or she owes me, John London, What? $20. Her name is... I'm just gonna make up a name. Maddie W. Alright. Now watch ChatGPT write me this contract. Okay. Okay, then now there's an ethical dilemma, but whatever. It's just it's an example. Look. Now, I'm not actually going to do this, but, like, look at ChatGPT write this contract for me. This was a joke I made with my daughter, right? Like, she's got to get on base 4 times. But, like, the point is, I can say, yo, make this valid in Texas, make this valid in Arizona, make this valid in Massachusetts. I can say whatever state I want and make it valid in. And in that regard, AI, like, I do think attorneys are in trouble, you know? This is making, like, this is crazy. You can have it program you different things. Like, how good it is it's crazy, but it's also a little scary, right? Like, how have they built this? You know, that's the interesting thing. Like, how have they built this? That's what I want to know, because it's impressive. It's genuinely impressive. Anyways, what about graphic designers? I've heard that a lot. Yeah, watch. Send me a picture of a dumpster on fire called NYCB. So, like, graphic designs are going to be replaced by AI pretty soon as well, you know? What do you think about CPI this week? I think inflation data is really important. You know, it just created me that in about 20 seconds. So graphic designers are in big trouble. Writers as well. Not fiction writers. I think fiction writers will always be fine. I think the writers that are in trouble are non-fiction technical writing. I think you don't have to write a book on technical stuff anymore. You can just have AI write it for you. And maybe that will allow them to produce more, in fact. I don't know. But it's gotten very good. Yeah, but what ChatGPT does, Chris, so Chris says, one of our corporate attorneys shares blank contracts with groups of others. I could see ChatGPT plugins being a great way for them to share faster and fill out faster. 100%, it really is. The other thing, though, what ChatGPT is doing, when I say, hey, write me a contract, it's going on the web and going through history and looking at historical examples online of these type of contracts, and then using that data and understanding to create its own. It's very good, you know, surprisingly good. All right, chat. It is now 7 a.m. I don't think we have any big earnings today. But I went and saw Dune. Dune was great. It was great. I thought Dune was really good. I wonder when Sora is going to come out. It can't. Yeah, we don't really have any big earnings today. Nothing major here that is worthwhile. We have BLDP, Silvercrest, Legends, Biotech, Endeavor, a couple other ones, but nothing major. Yeah, Sean O'Malley, bro. Again, people hate on Sean O'Malley, but like that dude is really good, man. He's really good. The real test of him though is going to be with Marab. Marab is going to be the real test. You know, again, I think Chito Vera needed to Try to take him down, man. I think Sean's ground game is questionable. I think that's the only way you're going to beat him, and I think that's why Sean doesn't want to fight Merab, because I think Merab is going to destroy him most likely. And I want Sean to win. I hope he wins, but I don't think he's going to beat Merab Divishdali. I don't think he's going to beat Merab Divishdali. I don't think he's going to beat him at all. I think that's his kryptonite right now. And I think he knows that, and that's why he wants to fight Ilya Topuria instead, because he knows. All right, chat. Oh, man. But what a night of fights, man. Great card. Great card. Honestly, I'm kind of bummed out, dude. So, like, you know, the UFC 5 video game did this pick contest, right? Where it asked you to make picks for the card this weekend on Saturday. And so I did that. And I got every one right. Every pick in the fight. I didn't get the finish right, but I got the winner of every fight right. You know, I picked Sean O'Malley. I picked Jan. I picked, man, let me see the UFC card. I picked, yeah, I picked O'Malley. I picked Poirier, I picked Page, I picked Jack, I picked Peter Yan. You know, so the whole main card I got right. Yeah, Oracles this evening. Yeah, Francis just got knocked out, dude. Sean versus Garcia. If it's pure striking, yes. If it's boxing, Sean will get pieced up. But if it's pure striking, like if Sean can kick, Garcia's in trouble. Because one thing boxers are great, right? They have great striking, but they're not ready for feints and high kicks. Like, they're not ready for the type of feints into different high kicks and low kicks and leg kicks. They're just not ready for that. And so if it's in MMA, Garcia would get destroyed. If it's in kickboxing, Garcia would get destroyed. If it's in boxing, O'Malley would get destroyed. All right, guys. So, what do you think of NDX? The bonds? What is that? Oh, the NASDAQ 100. Yeah. I mean, right now the NQ, if we look at Apple, Google, Nvidia here, here's the Q right here. This is basically the NASDAQ 100. It's the same price action. You know, we're at 439s right now, so we're basically completely flat in the NASDAQ 100. Yeah, CPI this week will be very interesting, chat. Very interesting. CPI will be good. Last month was way over adjusted. Maybe. We'll see. Again, vote in the poll right now. We got CPI, Nvidia, we got stocks. I did a stock market. Yeah, there we go. I should have done the poll on that. But right now, when Nvidia break highs, 50% say yes, 50% say no. We'll see how it goes, man. Again, I'm very close to getting funded on the $300,000 challenge for Apex. Very close to getting funded on the 300,000 one. Europe votes to regulate AI Wednesday. I don't know. I don't think we need regulation. I don't think, like, for what reason do we need regulation? January is usually price increase time. February. Usually reflects flat. Maybe. I'm on there as well with the 25 AM. Hey, good luck, Sarge. So we figure out how to auto-generate thumbnails with unique titles with Dolly and ChatGPT 4. Not really. I haven't yet. If you know some cues for it, let me know. I just haven't figured it out in that way yet. I could ask it for create me a thumbnail. Trying it right now. There's anticipation that ARM will have selling pressure today and tomorrow. I'm in ARM. It is down some today. Could be worse, I think, though. Yeah, the problem with GPT-4 is, like, I just asked it to create a thumbnail, and this is what it gave me, right? It's nonsensical. You know, again, there's too many errors. Text is also pretty bad on it. Like the text is not that good. All right, what's up, Lawrence? Europe usually crushes all. Yeah, we'll see again. Tomorrow and Thursday, for whatever reason, they've been putting space between economic reports. What do you have to do to get funded in the 300K one? We are up. Let me see what my price is at. I think we need less than $1,000 right now to get funded. So we are 90% there. Let me see. Very close. All right, chat. Alright, let me get, so we're getting Quant Tower set up. We had to get signed in on Rhythmic. What did we do the last 7? So yeah, here's my account. I'm gonna try to show you. So my account should be, yeah, dude. Okay, so here's my account right now. So again, I have to make 20K. I am up to 319,000. I need less than $1,000 to get funded on the $300,000 account. Less than $1,000 to get funded. We'll see if we can hit that today. How long you stream? It depends on what's going on. Like, we stream daily for sure, but it depends on what's going on. Right now, it's a pretty slow day. Tomorrow's a very busy day, though. It's CPI Eve. All right, Google bouncing back up. You love to see it. We'll take it. Once I get funded in this one, the daily goal is going to be very small. You know, very small. I'm going to try to make like $300 a day. Trade micros. I could. Might be valuable. in all honesty. I'm gonna wait until the best edge part of the day is really what I'm gonna wait. I gotta put up that study set. I had these candlesticks, hammers, engulfing candles. So we're looking at Apple. We could look at like the SPY. Look at the Q. I thought I had one. I want one that's just engulfing candles though. Let me see. Q points back test. Thought I had a better one than this. Oh, it's all good. I have to go back and play with my data. ARM just broke lows of the day though. Alright, so again, the Fed rate cuts depend on the data here. And so I don't think we're going to cut this week. The Fed Reserve's interest rate decision is on the 20th or 21st. It's getting close. It's next week. So next Wednesday is when that decision is. I'm pretty sure it's next Wednesday. Yeah, next Wednesday on the 20th is when the Fed decides whether they're going to raise or lower rates or keep them the same. Yeah. And again, if you want to check out Apex and try to get funded with me, when you hear us talking about Apex, Apex is a funded account program in futures. They give you a demo, they test your skill. If you can pass the test, they fund you. I'm going for the $300,000 one. And right now they have this crazy deal where you can get 71% off all of them, but it resets universally or only $35, right? So like for the $300,000 one, while with the discount of $71, it's like $200. I can reset it for only $35, and so I can essentially keep trying it and only reset for $35. And I think that's very useful to try to get funded in the large ones. And so, yeah, we're going for getting funded. Again, we need less than... They're a sponsor of mine. I'm biased, of course, in their favor, guys. Like I always tell people. And remember, I am terrible at this stuff. Have no idea what I'm talking about. Might be wildly wrong about everything and anything I say. You know, I say this. People don't seem to... like, you got some people that I think are really trying to hate. But they're like, I don't get it. Why do you keep saying that? And it's like, I keep saying that, number one, for liability reasons. If you want to check Apex out, there's the link. You can also find the link in the description. I say it for liability reasons. The second reason I say it is because you gotta troll the trolls a little bit. I trade on Quant Tower. So this is my platform. I've been trading on this one for years. I like Quant Tower a lot. We are probably going to trade micros, though. I don't want to trade regular E-mini. We got a kind of a flat day. So, like, here's the micros. Very flat day, though. Like, very flat NASDAQ price action this morning. So, we'll wait. Yeah, definitely top 10 in the world for sure. Yeah, BILI gapping up. I don't know anything about them as a company, though. I really don't. What do you think inflation will be tomorrow? Whew, I really don't know, man. You know, there was a moment in time, in which I got 4 CPI predictions correct. And I'm not even trying to predict CPI, but I got 4 of them correct in a row. In terms of, like, what they showed up as versus, you know. All right, so I'm reading this article by Barron's.com. They said the Fed has a double-edged mandate to both contain inflation and maximize employment. Sometimes the two can seem in conflict, and that tension is resolved because economists have determined that over the long term, the best contribution central banks can make to growth and employment is to keep inflation low and stable. Essentially, that's what the Fed is in a, you know, again, people have to understand, like, people that don't understand economics seem to complain regardless of what the Fed is doing, right? So an example of this is like if inflation data is high and inflation is high and inflation's almost 9%, people are complaining about inflation being high. Right. And so then when the Fed pivots to a more hawkish, you know, quantitative tightening, reducing balance sheet, raising interest rates, raising the federal funds rate, when they pivot to a hawkish stance like that, then people complain when, you know, the economy is in trouble and, you know, we have worse economics and banks and interest rates are too high, and like people can't have their cake and eat it too. You have to understand, if interest rates are high, what the Fed has to do, or if inflation is high, I mean, one of the things the Fed does is they bring interest rates up, right? That's the way to combat high inflation, is to raise interest rates to consumers. When interest rates are high, consumers are going to have less money to spend, and when they have less money to spend, inflation goes down. And so people say they want inflation to go down, but what it really means is pushing the economy down. That's what happens if inflation gets rampant. The only tool the Fed really has is to push the economy down. They can do quantitative tightening and sell off their balance sheet and reduce their balance sheet. They can raise interest rates to consumers by raising the federal funds rate, and all that good stuff. But again, that's the way that they keep inflation under control. If inflation is, and then it pivots to the other side, where if the economy is struggling and the market is struggling, what does the Fed do? They do quantitative easing. Recently, at least, is a relatively new thing with quantitative easing. And so what basically they try to bring interest rates down to consumers. They cut the federal funds rate. They again do quantitative easing, which is them coming in, buying a bunch of bonds, injecting liquidity into markets. You know what I mean? They have all these different tools. So no matter what, people are going to complain either way. They're going to complain about inflation. They're going to complain about prices. They're going to complain about interest rates. They're going to complain about all these different things. But in the end, there's two sides to the Fed's job there. We'll see what PCE data shows. Again, the only thing stopping Powell and the FOMC from cutting rates are worries about inflation, right? So the Fed's worried about inflation. And so inflation data tomorrow and then PCE data late this month on March 29th are very relevant reports for inflation. We'll see what that shows. Again, we'll see what that shows. Correct, Lawrence. You can trade a bunch of different ones. Pass the 2 challenge. Nice. Yeah, you can trade a bunch of different options. Hey, nice, Talib. Good luck, bro. I'm funded in one of those 75K ones. Bitcoin breaking highs. Again, craziness. Tesla bouncing up a little bit. Yeah, Bitcoin making moves. You love to see it. Very busy few weeks, man. Honestly, the market's been exciting. We've had so much economic reports. Next week's pretty busy too, man. Next week we've got building permits, the FOMC decision, jobless claims, the Philly Fed Index, S&P services and manufacturing, existing home sales. We've got the Nvidia AI conference next week as well, right? So that's a very busy week there too. And I don't know what we get the following week, man. We got GameStop earnings next week as well. So yeah, very busy week. And then the last week of March, I'm trying to see what we got going on. Music as well. Everybody loves my music, bro. People are so polarized though. Some love it, some freaking hate the music. But I appreciate it. Thanks so much. We appreciate the love. I got that Coheed and Cambria song stuck in my head, bro. Alright. But yeah, GameStop earnings next Tuesday. Not really any big earnings today. Kind of a slower day. We got Nvidia's AI conference next week. That's busy. Alright. New home sales. I'm looking at economic reports, so CB consumer confidence, Case-Shiller data. Alright, we got GDP data. So yeah, every freaking week we got some crazy stuff happening, which is great. That's how I like it. PCE data on, okay, so yeah, I honestly, I'm really excited because I've established this niche for my channel where we're always busy, bro. We're always busy. We're always covering something. Yeah, again, I need less than $1,000 to hit 30,000 in funding, or 300,000 in funding. So we're gonna try to hit that today. I gotta be careful though. I'll probably trade micros. That's what moves the market. No news, no movement. Yeah, I mean, again, you got to understand. This week, again, I'm going to give you a breakdown of everything we're covering. So this week, we got obviously inflation data, CPI, PPI data, all that good stuff this week. That's the busiest part of the week. We got a lot of stuff happening, right? Outside of this week, next week, we have the FOMC rate hike decision. We've got S&P Services Manufacturing. We've got GameStop earnings. We've got Nvidia's AI conference, right? So that'll all keep us very, very busy. And then following that, the week after that, we've got GDP data, PCE data, new home sales, and a bunch of other stuff happening, right? So very busy, really, we got a gang of stuff coming out over the next 3 weeks straight. It should be fun. I'm excited for it. IPO launch, which IPO? Reddit is aiming for a valuation of 6.4 billion. Oh, so Reddit. What's the symbol for Reddit? When's it dropping as well? Is there any benefit besides tiny commission gap between micros and full? I just don't see it. It depends on it depends on what you're trying to do, I think. If you want to build up big profit, obviously regular E-minis versus micros is going to be better, just because of the bigger size. But it depends on the size you're using. Is the IPO launch today for Reddit? Let me see. I think Reddit waited too long to IPO. I really do. I think Reddit's still very used, but I think they waited too long. So again, Reddit's going live next week on March 21st, same day as the FOMC meeting. So, gonna get a little bit overpowered. Apex, how much you get if you hit the target? Well, I mean, there's a lot of different ones here. So, like, check it out. Look, so here's Apex, right? Let's find them. Sorry. So, yeah, there's Rhythmic. I have Rhythmic on Quant Tower. That's the one I use. You got from 25 all the way up to 300, up to Static. Static is really cool because it keeps the drawdown small. Like, the drawdown's only 625, but it keeps it there, right? So it stays at 625. You got to make 2,000 in profit with 2 contracts up to 20 micros, which is still very, useful. The 20 micro ones is the big one. But the static one I think makes sense. And then Tradeovate 25K up to 300K. You can also get the static one on Tradeovate as well. It just depends on which one you're going for. But yeah, they have a bunch of different ones. Nvidia break it down under the previous closing price, dropping under 860s. If you do check out, just use promo code BT. Easy to remember, BT, beginner trading, BT, use promo code BT. I appreciate it. Yeah, just use promo code BT. Have you used ChatGPT for market analysis before? I don't know if it's hooked up. What is the stock market doing today? Let's ask it. Today, the stock market is experiencing some movements. According to the latest info, S&P futures are down 7.25%, which is a decrease of about 0.14%. Dow futures have decreased 89 points, approximately 20.23%. NASDAQ futures fallen 33.25, around 0.18%. Russell is slightly up by 2.2 points. Crude oil decreased 33 cents to 77.68 per barrel. Gold dropped to dropped by $1.60 to 21.8390. Global stock indexes are also experiencing downward trend. Stocks index is down 0.43%. FTSE index has decreased 0.47%. The Nike 225 index dropped 2.19%. It indicated a mixed day in markets, with some indexes experiencing slight declines while others show minor increases. Keep in mind that these values are subject to change. So that is ChatGPT's breakdown of markets. Hey, you love to freaking see it, dude. Just genuinely impressive. Yeah, New York City Bank ended up rebounding back up. Back up to 340s. Very volatile, very volatile. Google trying to bounce back, but again, look at Nvidia here on the right side, guys. Nvidia's breaking down. It's at 860s right now, so Nvidia's falling quick. People are definitely using AI to trade for sure. Here, create me a think or swim indicator and think script that shows engulfing candlestick patterns as they happen on the chart in true overlay, as well as historical examples over the last 24 hours. Make the indicator say EC, red EC, if a bearish engulfing candle happens, and green EC if a bullish engulfing candle happens. All right, let's see what it shows. All right, so here's the cue, because this one's a little bit too much. Hammer candles, engulfing candles. It's a little bit too much. I gotta fix this. I like engulfing candles, but it needs to be. This is too much. Actually, I think I could already do this. Look, I think I already have this. But see, it's only a hammer. There's red. There's green ones too, I guess. I gotta see how it's reading it. Let me see what this one shows up as. Let me test this one out. They need to make it more strict, right? I guess it's not that bad. I mean, it's pretty impressive. Like, look at the bottoms. The red ones are the ones that I'm questionable on. I can make it a little bit more strict, but look at the green engulfing candle, beautiful bounce. Green engulfing candle, beautiful bounce. This one was wrong. Red one was wrong. It's not gonna be perfect, but yeah. See, these are correct. These are all correct engulfing candles. Yeah. I'll leave that up for now. All right, so I'm gonna update it so that the color is just red or green and it doesn't have to say green. All that good stuff. AVGO, yeah, so I know Broadcom dropped earnings, right? So Broadcom dropped earnings. There we go. All right. I'm just gonna leave this on the chart now. Yeah, I'm gonna ask AI to give me some breakdown some stuff. Give me a list of low PE blue chip company that are down over the last 6 months. Powerful, bro. Listen, for $20 a month, this thing. All right, so we got a couple examples here. All right, so the companies that it says are down with low PE ratios: NVS, 952 PE, 952 PE. The problem is that it's not down over the last 6 months. 6 months ago, November, December, January, February. Or wait. Oh, I guess technically it's down. September, October, November, December, January, February. So yeah, September it is down technically. All right, so that's one, NVS. The other one is Shell, SHEL. It is down. PE ratio of 5. All right, so that's another one. Chevron. Chevron's down in the year. Exxon. I'm in Exxon already. Pfizer. I don't know, the ALB. NEM. I need to know the company. Home Depot. But Home Depot's not down on the last year. I don't know why this one says it. Meta. Some of these are not down on the year. Let me tell it. Alright, so I changed it, and I also added, I only want companies that are down at least 15% of the last 6 months. At least 15%. Here, I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to run to the restroom real quick. I will be right back. While I'm gone, though, what's your favorite company for a buy right now? All right, guys. What's your favorite company that is a buy right now? List in chat. I'll review it once I'm back in 2 minutes, guys. All right, we're back. We got a couple different companies that are different than the ones that I was just talking about. So let's take a look at some of these companies. Now, I'm looking at Meta. Meta's definitely not down. I don't know why I ain't even included that on the list. We got Boeing. Let's take a look. So the three companies that has Boeing, definitely down at least 15%. JP Morgan, wrong, man. I don't know why I keep saying this. Has seen its stock decline by 24% year to date. No, it hasn't, bro. This thing is up. 3M. I don't know enough about 3M. So 3M and Boeing is right. Miracle-Gro getting some heat. I don't like this one at all. I think this is one of the riskiest companies right now based off of some news that's been coming out for it. What about Boeing here? Part of me wants to buy up Boeing again. I don't know. Yeah, it is outdated. I don't know, Gaby. Tesla so far, yeah. So here's a 5-minute chart. I want to see about these engulfing candles on like a longer term chart. I also wonder if we start to get a lot of engulfing candles, if it signals bearish action. Because like here's an example of this. You started to get a lot of engulfing candles and then look at the big flush down. So I'm wondering if engulfing candles could potentially be indicative of future breakdowns. Yeah, I can see it's not super live. New York City Bank still bouncing up a little bit. Google trying to go green on the day. Tesla down still. Or no, Tesla's up slightly, right? Let me see. Yeah, Tesla's up slightly. Intel. How's Intel doing in the latest AI boom? It's kind of one of the forgotten names, I would say. No? Yeah, Intel's down since December. So far, pretty flat. Roku. I'm not a big fan of Roku. I've talked about this before. The problem with Roku is that it's too easily replaceable. Yeah, I don't know about Nano X. I don't know anything about them. All right, so the best time to buy oil is when we have either strong retail sales or conflict overseas. I knew the conflict part, but the retail sales one's interesting. Retail sales may indicate increased demand, presenting good buying ops. Yeah, we're going to be trading again futures today. We need to make $1,000. I need a better trend than this, though, so we're waiting for a better trend here. Again, I need $1,000 in profit today. And I'm funded in $300,000 on Apex. So we'll see. Do you think Nvidia goes up today or breaks down? I'm not sure. I hope it goes up, but what it does day to day is not predictable. So what it does day to day is not really predictable. Here's the Q. Here's the Nasdaq. Very flat day. Like, we're just chopping sideways. You think I should ask this to be a little bit more, here, let me ask this to be a little bit better with engulfing candles. I'm going to ask AI to create me a code, but be more strict, because it built me this code. Alright, so yeah, we're making it a little bit more strict. This is just too many of them, right? I'd like to be I'd like it to be more strict here if we're gonna do it. So let's fix this. Make it more strict. Hopefully it'll give us a better, more predictable one. Let me see. Apply. Okay. Did it take any off? Alright, so we're still asking it to update it. Definitely break it down. Yeah, Nvidia is all the way down to 860s. CPI data gets announced tomorrow, KD. So it's tomorrow, brother. Alright, let's fix this. Still building it. Still not strict, man. Nothing's changing here. Alright, AI. Yeah, so we're going to change it to require a larger relative size for engulfing candles. Somebody's asking me, why did Nvidia drop? I mean, I think it was just time for profit taking and stuff like that, right? Like, I think that's all this really is. It's just a time for profit taking. There we go. Boom. Much better. Okay, this is much better. Nice. Okay. Yeah, so there we go. So we got it what we wanted from this, which is just less strict. We don't want it to be so strict. Or it's less, like, we're not getting as many, which is good. Selling is part of the game. Yeah, I mean, markets are going to dip sometimes. They're going to go up. They're going to go down. That's normal market cycles. It really is normal market cycles. And it's something that you just got to be prepared for. Let me ask. Why did Nvidia drop this past Friday? Let's talk about it. It seems there are difficulty. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why it dropped. Again, we could look at a longer term graph here, and I think that's what people have to understand. Right, here's a daily chart. I mean, this is a pretty big pullback from 970s to 870s, but I'm not going to say it's outside of this current trend that we're in. So again, here's the current trend. Even put the SPY up, or Tesla maybe. Again, here's the current trend. All right, now the question is, what does the market do? What does Nvidia do? I'm not sure. I think we could look at the current trend. And I think that's the current trend. And I think we're still in the trend. You know, maybe not even, the trend might be steeper than this. I'm just trying to draw it the best I can here. But I think this is the current trend. And I think this is kind of what we're in right now. Again, we'll see if it holds. We'll see if it holds. But I still think this pullback's not the end of the world trend-wise. You know, I don't think it's the end of the world trend-wise. I think it's certainly possible that we continue to rip. We asked people when Nvidia break highs today. 52% say no. All right, remember tomorrow we got CPI inflation data. It's gonna be a crazy busy day, man. It really is. Rivian stock. Where's Rivian at right now? All right, chat. Do you think it's going to be a big market moving week, or is the inflation data going to have moving a bit stagnant? I'm not sure. It depends on what data shows up as. Again, I think it's time. I think we're not going to cut rates regardless this month. And so I'm curious to see what inflation data shows. It'll be interesting. Again, expectations are, I believe, 3.1%. So year over year, they're staying flat. I think we're bumping up to 0.4% month over month for inflation data, though. So I think month over month, the data looks a little high, but we'll see. We'll see. Do you think it's going to be a big market moving week? I don't know much about CLSK, Lane. Are you the Lane from before? Weren't you on Big Brother or something? Is that the same Lane? It's hard to tell who's real and who's not on social media, though, but... what's up, Lane? How you doing, bro? How much would you sell Nvidia for? What? What do you mean? Depends on where I entered, I guess. Do you think it's gonna be a big market? I don't know. Yeah, here's the Q. A 5-minute chart is what I'm really looking for here. You know, engulfing candles can be powerful. You can kind of see that here. Like dip, bounce, bounce. I'll keep playing with it though. Nvidia at 822. If the market is green in general, I think Nvidia may bounce back to 9 to 910. Yeah, it might be the first step. What about CLSK? I don't know enough about them as a company, but they're looking strong. They've had a very good year. If you look at a 4-hour chart, what does Clean Spark Inc. do? CLSK. Somebody educate me on that stock. Let me ask AI actually. All right, so AI is helping me out. CleanSpark is known as American's Bitcoin miner. They focus on owning and operating low-carbon powered data centers dedicated to mining, emphasizing sustainability through use of nuclear, hydroelectric, solar, and wind energy sources. Their commitment extends to cultivating trust and transparency within their community among their employees. So they're a mining company for CLSK. That makes a lot of sense. That's why they're doing so great over the last 5 months, 6 months. Okay, understood. You know, I'm sure other mining companies like Mara, flying up, Riot, flying up, Bitcoin itself, again, up to 72s. This is futures. But if we look at coin market cap and we look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin has been going nuts, man. Bitcoin hit $72,000 this morning. 72,000. That's up to 72.14 this morning for Bitcoin. So crazy runs here. Crazy runs. See what Bitcoin does. Nvidia, again, finally in a stage of pulling back. It kind of needed it. It's at 860s. The question is, does AI continue to pull back or not? Does this start a full-on AI correction, or do we get a quick bounce back is the real question. Does this start a correction, or does it bounce back? That's a better question, I think, for a poll. So we're going to end the current poll we have, and I think the question is going to be regarding Nvidia. All right, regarding Nvidia, is Friday's pullback just a small dip before running, or will it spark a longer term downtrend? That's the question. Is Friday's Nvidia pullback just a small dip before running, or will it spark a longer term downtrend? All right, vote on the poll. That's the option. I think that's a good poll. I think that's that's a very interesting question. Hopefully people realize when software stocks are not doing so well. Yeah, and again, you got to understand a lot of people's like intentions here. So a lot of people are probably like this, right? A lot of people want the Fed to pivot, because when the Fed pivots, a lot of people want the market to dip, because the market dipping means inflation problems are less, and generally the Fed might be more likely to reduce interest rates, to bring interest rates down, because interest rates are sky high. Real estate mortgage professionals are in trouble, and they have been for a long time. Anybody watch the Oscars? I didn't. Who won Best Picture? Alright, so let's see the list of winners here. Let's see if I agree with them. American Fiction. Best Picture. Never seen it. Anatomy of a Fall. Holdovers. Killers of the Flower Moon. Maestro. Bradley Cooper finally won an Oscar. That's good. Oppenheimer. Or no, wait. Maestro didn't win. Oppenheimer won. Best Directing. Oppenheimer. Best Actor in a Leading Role. Oppenheimer. Best Actress in a Leading Role. Emma Stone. Downey Jr. Oppenheimer. Supporting Role. Best Writing, American Fiction. Anatomy of a Fall, Best Writing. Best Animated. Man, Bradley Cooper just can't seem to win an Oscar. I don't feel for him at all. I don't really, you know. He'll be alright. Oppenheimer won everything, you know. I didn't like Oppenheimer that much, bro. I didn't like it. Again, listen, I liked the first 2 hours. But for a 3.5 hour long movie, bro, it gets redundant very quickly. Bitcoin pulling back some. It gets redundant really quick. It's like, all right, we get it. You know, my guy was a communist. Like, we understand. Like, I get it. You know, genius dude, brilliant guy. People didn't like him for his beliefs. And we get it. But they recycle that narrative over and over and over again. At a certain point, I just got tired of watching Oppenheimer. It was just the same thing over and over and over again. I love the first few hours of it. But for 3.5 hours, after a certain point, it gets really boring. All right, so again, the Q dipping down a little bit. Nvidia down to all the way to 860s. Yeah, and I liked it, okay? I liked it. It was great. Great movie. It got boring. You know, it's just too long. And I love Christopher Nolan movies. Interstellar, one of my favorite movies ever. You know, I loved Tenet. Tenet was actually kind of confusing. I loved Inception. I love Christopher Nolan movies. I love the Dark Knight series. Loved them, right? But this one, I just, you know, it was... I'm not going to say it was a bad movie. It was just boring after a certain point. Like, they recycled the same storyline over and over and over again. And maybe that's how it really was, the true story of it. But I think they could have summarized some of it instead of just putting the same thing over and over and over and over again. Robert Downey Jr. has won his first Oscar. Good for him, I guess. John Hughes movies are good. I like Home Alone. Home Alone's a family fave here, you know? I'm not mad at the politics aspect of it. Like, that was part of the real story of it. It was very political in nature, right? And I get that. I understand that. My issue is like, okay, they didn't like him for his beliefs, right? And I get it, but they repeated the same thing too many times to where, number one, at the end, it was predictable. Number two, like, you got the point 2 hours in. You didn't need the last hour and a half, you know, and that's the problem with it. Anyways, Bitcoin pulling back a little bit. Nvidia still consolidating. It's mostly flat. It's technically down. Nvidia had a pretty big red day on Friday, finally pulling all the way back from 974 where it hit highs, 974 exactly, all the way down to 860s. So Nvidia dipping down a heavy amount today. Has a lot of people worried. I'm not sure if I'm worried yet, but we'll see. Again, is this week quad wishing? Is it time to roll over futures contracts? Let me see. Let me check. Is it time to roll over? Let me make sure. All right, so let's check it out. All right, so 2024, we roll over. 315 is the rollover. It expires. Okay, so the roll actually starts today on 311. So yeah, we'll roll. It's gonna be rolling over to. So yeah, 311 is when the roll starts. It expires 315. To put it into perspective, every quarter you have to roll over your contracts to a different symbol. So now we roll. What's the new symbol? Does anybody know? What's the new symbol? To June M4. Okay, gotcha. MNQ M4. Yeah, that looks right. All right, so yeah, the new symbol is MNQ M4. You can kind of see it here. So this is the new rollover contract. Still kind of flat on the NASDAQ here, but we're starting to move a little bit. We'll see how this goes. Bitcoin pulling back some. Thank you, team. Hey, thanks, Beach. Yeah, it's probably time to roll. Yeah, Nvidia, pretty big dip. We lost some daylight savings time. At least it gets dark later now. Cristiano Ronaldo gifted his mom a Porsche Cayenne on her birthday. This doesn't look like him in the pictures, though. Is this really that, or is this something else? Oh, this must be when he was really young. Man, soccer players, bro. They're balling more than everybody, dude. As of 2022, Cristiano Ronaldo has a net worth of almost $1 billion, bro. 849 mil. Almost $1 billion. If I had 849 mil, I'm just rounding up and calling myself a billionaire. You know? What's up, Barry? Good morning, good morning. It's 5 a.m. Don't you ever sleep? I'm just joking. Good morning. It's 7 a.m. It depends on where you are, though. And I sleep all the time. Top 3 most sleeping traders in the world right now. Yeah, I'm one of those people that are like, yo, let's just get rid of daylight savings time. Yeah, sorry, I have ADHD kicks in, man. I'm reading this trial about this Malaysian guy who, like, traffic stuff. I just, you know, terrible story. Social media. All right, guys, so we have this breakdown in the queue here. Part of me wants to short. I might start taking a small position here and just see what happens. Let's go ahead and try. We haven't really traded yet this morning. We rolled over our contracts, and I think now I'm going to start shorting micro contracts here and see if we can start building up some profit. Again, I need about $1,000 today, and I get funded with $300,000. Okay, so there's 5 contracts. It's a very small trade, too. Like, this is not a big trade. We bounce up a little bit. We'll probably short a little bit more here. There's 10. So 10 micro contracts here. Down about 100. Add another. Trying to add into this. We add up to 20. Alright, so there's 20. We're not going to add any more than that. We're basically flat here, though. Let's see if we get a flush down. Here we go. Boom. All right, take half off. Lock that in. Be a little bit more patient on the last 10 contracts. See if we get like a longer-term breakdown. Look at Nvidia spike, though. Here's the problem. I'm going to cut this because I see Nvidia spiking up right now. Look at Nvidia up to almost the previous close at 870. That might drag the Q back up with me. But not too shabby so far. Not too shabby. We need about 800 bucks, really. Take a little bit more off here. Lock it in. Could also add to this here. I think I might add to this. All right, we're gonna take some risks. All right, so there's 30. Yeah, maybe I should have stuck with my original thing, like Nvidia. There we go. Boom. All right, so we're almost there here. We got 15 contracts left. Take a little bit more off, protect the trade. All right, so we caught this. Take a little bit more off down here. Take a little more off. More off down here. Yeah, we're just gonna get out of that. Yeah, we need 500 bucks left, guys. So we're halfway there trading micros. So we're halfway there here. This will probably be what I do to get, like, again, we're almost there. Look, we need to get to 320. We're at 319.5 basically. Pretty good day so far. I don't think I've had any losses so far today. Yeah. So again, here's my P&L. 3.25 to 1. Again, Nvidia broke down a little bit here, so that's what we've got. Hey, what's up, Manny? Yeah, we're trading futures. Yeah, a lot of people don't know it's daylight savings time. Everyone's saying something big will happen this week. Yeah, well, it's CPI. So we got CPI data this week. That's the big thing, right? John, would you suggest buying a mobile home? For what reason, Eric? I mean, the answer to that is the answer to many things. It depends, you know. Like, it depends on what your goal is, how much you make, what you want in life. Like, there's, you know, whether that's a yes or no is just a completely different thing. Bitcoin flipped silver a few hours ago. Super Micro. Where's Super Micro? I haven't looked at that one today. Super Micro is still over 1,000. Pulling back though. Hit almost 12. Hit almost 1250 on Friday morning at the open. Yeah, our clocks change automatically now. Yeah, I mean, buying a mobile home makes sense. It depends on what you like, what your life is. Like, listen, if it's just you and you don't have kids, you don't have a spouse, maybe if you have a spouse too, but you better make sure you love your spouse if you're gonna move into a freaking mobile home with them. But it depends. Like, do I think you should move into a mobile home with 4 kids? No, I don't. Do I think it's an option if it's just you and you want to save money and stack your money and save up to do stuff with? Sure, do what you got to do. You know, live your life. All right. So this week, Federal Reserve Chair Powell said that the central bank is likely to change its plan to require large lenders to hold more capital. All right, so we're bouncing up a little bit. Again, Nvidia shooting right back up there. Look at Nvidia. I'm going to bet on an Nvidia bounce back, but we're going to start with 2 contracts of the micros. 2 contracts here. It's kind of going against the trend. But again, we're going to get into maybe 5 to 10 contracts here. Try to scale in. There's 6. We're going to be trading kind of slow. I see Nvidia start to bounce back, so this is just basically me, since we're downtrending all morning and we got some downward extension. If Nvidia starts to rip back up, we'll have a good spot. But it's going to be small size. It's not going to be large size. All right, so there's 10. We're not going to take any more than this, and we're just going to let this sit. Kind of flat now. I mean, the downtrend obviously is there. Like, this obviously looks like a weak trend. But I think the risk reward is going to be better on the upside. And so even if I lose more than 50% of the time, I think it can be justifiable if we have like a big bounce. So we're kind of flat. We're letting this bounce. Again, I see Nvidia ripping up some. I'm actually going to add to this a little bit here. All right, so there's 15 contracts. I got to be patient. Again, you know, I think we have more upward R&R. We got to give it time, though. So now we're green here. Take half of that just to protect the trade, lock in green. Start to scale out as we rip up here. All right, we got 6 contracts left. We'll leave 4. Again, the plan worked. We thought Nvidia was going to bounce. Which we started to notice this big spike up here. That's the reason we took this long, even though we're in a downward trend. So I hope like the logic all makes sense if you really think about it in that way. I hope the logic makes sense. Alright, we're gonna cut that. So yeah, so we need about 400 bucks left that we're funded. Very close, very close. All right, so we could have probably held that a little bit longer, but it's all good. Yeah, we'll see what CPI does, whether it shake the market or what. Your best investment would be to sell your house right now into a car? Nah. Yeah, we did daylight savings time. CPI tomorrow morning, yeah, for sure. Bitcoin running up, breaking highs. Tesla bouncing up a little bit today. Hey, you love to see it. Tech is starting to bounce back now with Nvidia. Again, Nvidia right at 870, so it's still got a little bit of room and time to make a comeback here. We'll see if it does. But yeah, I'm seeing some bounce backs in like Tesla. I'm pretty sure you pay him as an independent contractor, J Mill. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it's an independent contractor is what you pay him as, though. And again, remember, just use my promo code BT, Beginner Trading BT. You get 71% off all Apex packages. And the big thing, again, I'm about to get funded in the $300,000 one. You know, and again, it only cost me $35 to reset this. Only for the time being. I think this ends Wednesday. So only for the time being, you get $35 resets. This was $200, but to reset it, only $35. Again, I need about $400 left until I'm funded at $300,000. It'll be the largest funded account I've ever had. And again, if you want to check out Apex, they are a sponsor of mine. I'm biased in their favor because they pay me money. And remember, I am a dummy who has no idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong about anything and everything I say. But if you want to check them out, help support your boy here, there's the link. BT, Beginner Trading for Apex. Alex, my guy. Thanks so much. But yeah, BT, Beginner Trading. Check it out. Again, Tesla started to bounce up. Rivian's still at 12s, man. Rivian still hasn't rebounded from those earnings, bro. Rivian got beat up for earnings. How's Jiu-Jitsu going? It's going well, man. So Jiu-Jitsu, I'm 2-stripe white belt. I'm really good at like guillotines. I've been doing a lot of darces, guillotines, anaconda chokes. Everything else I'm not that good at, but I'm pretty good at what I'm good at. And again, I'm not bragging here. These are just the things I'm good at. I'm terrible at a lot of things as well. What I'm really good at is top control. I'm one of those, like when I roll, you know, you got some people in jiu-jitsu that are like really slow and methodical and hold positions really well and kind of like they're really slow and methodical. You know, and kind of like crush the person. I'm the other side of that where I'm very quick. I transition a lot. I move from side control to north-south to the other side to side control to knee on belly to mount back to side control. And I just kind of make it so that it's hard for them to predict my next move. And I try to tap them out that way. That's usually my game plan. I'm really good at like guillotines though. So guillotines are usually what I do. Like if I start standing with somebody, I'll usually just kind of sit there using collar ties until they shoot in. And then when they shoot in, I'll jump on a guillotine, you know. The people at my gym, though, they've recognized that because I've tapped them out a couple times. Like, I've tapped a lot of people out using that strategy. And so now a lot of the good guys will, like, pull guard on me. And I'm terrible at, like, if somebody pulls guard on me, I'm very vulnerable to, like, butterfly sweeps and stuff like that. So if I'm on bottom and like full guard, I have a really good guard where it's hard to break, but once somebody breaks my guard and gets into like side control, I'm definitely weak. If they get into like north south, I'm weak. I'm weak from the bottom is what it is. But I'm good at takedown defense, and so you know, it's going okay. It's going all right. I have a lot of fun doing it. 10th Planet, no gi. I like no gi more than gi, to be honest. I didn't wrestle. Yeah, I never wrestled. I did judo as a kid. I think that's why I probably have pretty good takedown defense, because I did judo as a kid. I don't remember any of it, but I think one of the things that stuck with me is staying on my feet. Because I did years of judo as a kid. Before martial arts, like before grappling martial arts were like cool, I was doing judo. But again, I don't remember any of it. It was from when I was like 8 to when I was like 11, 12. So I did it for years. But again, I'm not really good at throws, and so that never really stuck with me. But I think it helped my takedown defense. I weigh about 170, like maybe 175, like anywhere between 170 and 175. Oh yeah, the average person's getting guillotined in about 30 seconds, you know? Right, no, you want to know how I roll in jiu-jitsu? I was Dustin Poirier this weekend, bro. I can't wait to go back to my gym because I'm sure people that watch that really is, they joke around that I spam guillotines, but it catches people, bro. Like, I catch people with it. My go-to move is like, I'll guillotine somebody and then I'll sweep to mount. And so I'll guillotine them, they'll try to squirm out of it. I'll follow them into mount and then finish the guillotine from mount. It's kind of like my go-to move. But again, I'm like Poirier. And so I do so, like I guillotine people, but I do so to a fault. Like, too much tunnel vision in that way. I think that's my flaw, you know. Definitely top 3 worst jiu-jitsu person in the world right now. I'm still a spazzy white belt though, so like I'm getting there, you know. I'm getting there. All right, chat. Again, we did have this bounce up Nvidia, but now we're starting to correct down a little bit. You can see this previous closing price on Nvidia, how well this level held. Like, look at the Nvidia previous closing price. It rejected right at that spot. Yeah, that's how I feel about guillotines. Like, if you shoot in on me and you don't go on the inside, if you shoot on the outside by my arm, like, you're gonna get guillotined, you know? I can't really help it. It's like tunnel vision. I've been doing this thing lately too where I say no guillotines before the roll. But with that, I've been going for darces and anacondas and stuff like that now too. So I'm getting better. All right, Tesla dipping down is at 176. Reversal. Yeah, I mean, I see a big correction to the downside, and again, this probably has to do with Nvidia not breaking up. Like, Nvidia just rejected right at that VWAP 200 EMA previous closing price level. And so the question is, does Nvidia get back up there over 870s, over that level? And I don't know what happens there. We'll see. That's the question though. Does Nvidia get back over there? Yeah, like I said, I gotta work on some stuff. I mean, it depends on who I'm rolling with, right? Like, if I'm rolling against another white belt, you know, I don't really struggle with most of the white belts in my gym. There's a couple of them that like we have good rolls with, but yeah, I'm, you know, most of the time I'm okay against them. It just depends. There's some that are really solid though. If I roll against a blue belt or a purple belt, they're probably tapping me out. I mean, but that's pretty normal, I think, you know. Anyways, Google at 136, Rivian at 1280s, Supermicro at 1090s, Tesla at 176. Yeah, definitely top 3 in the world right now. Yeah, you know, jiu-jitsu can get really ego. Like, there's like a bunch of ego there. It happens, man, especially if you're a higher belt and like you get tapped to a white belt. That's what I noticed the most, is that, like, you know, you roll against somebody, if you're a white belt and you tap a higher belt, most of them are chill. Some of them will get kind of emotional about it. They'll try to act like you were being too rough, or like you were spazzing out or whatever, and most of the time they're just upset that you tapped them, right? Now, that doesn't mean that there's not people actually spazzing out and doing dumb stuff, but like, I tapped this guy a couple weeks ago, this purple belt. He's like a much shorter guy than me, but this dude's got to be like 210. He's just strong and stocky. But I darsed him, or no, I anaconda choked him. And he tapped out and he was like, "Oh, you're cranking on my neck." And I'm sitting there like, dude, I didn't even lock in the anaconda choke. Like, I was just kind of going, you know, going for it or whatever. But anyways, I got off of him. The next time we rolled, he was like elbowing me and like doing all this crazy stuff. And I had to just be like, whoa, bro, calm down, man, you know? And so I think there's like a pride thing that gets in there with jiu-jitsu for sure. Like, people get weird. It's a very humbling sport, I'll say that, you know. Top 3 most humble jiu-jitsu people in the world right now. Super Micro is at 1100. So look, here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin's trying to run. Super Micro Semiconductors is at 1100. So it's at 11s. We'll see if it holds. Guys, we'll see if it holds. Nvidia slowly bouncing back up. Again, watch this previous closing price. I want to see Nvidia get over this level first. Right? Like, I need Nvidia to get over this level first. I don't really want to mess with it until it gets over this level. If it can break over this level right here, this preview, you see the volume weighted average price 200 EMA level there, and then you see the previous closing price there. If it can get over that, then that'll be great, a great sign. We also see Tesla starting to bounce, but it needs to get over that first. Until it gets over that, I'm just going to assume it's in a range underneath it. And so Tom Aspinall's latest YouTube video is very instructive for takedown guillotine defense. Well, yeah, coming from somebody that guillotines a lot of people, the best defense you could ever have is to post your head off of the ground and learn how to eliminate the pressure from it, right? Like, I have people that I guillotine, and it depends on how good of a bite I get on it, right? But I have people that I guillotine that literally post their head off the ground and sit there for 60 seconds or more and just let me tire out and then pass the half guard and tap me out, right? Like, so that's the best defense, is learning to post your head off the ground and take the pressure off. If you could do that, it's very difficult to guillotine somebody. You got to stay on your feet. You can't get on. If you drop to your knees, that's when you're in trouble and vulnerable to getting swept and all this stuff. But if you stay on your knees and just post your head off the ground, it's almost impossible to finish. And so that's the best defense you could use. Super Micro at 1100. Google trying to move up. Again, we're looking at Amazon as well. Amazon right now is at 174s. So Amazon's trying, but it's pulling back a little bit as well. Where's Amazon gone over the last year? Amazon had a really big pullback. It's up to almost 200. The other question is, when does Amazon start to hit 200? Again, we can look at Tesla. Here's Tesla also. Tesla bouncing back a little bit this morning after dipping over the last couple weeks. It is rollover day. The new one is M4, I believe. So the new one is M4. When do y'all think it's best to buy Nvidia? I really have no idea about Nvidia. Again, it's down over the last day. There's still a chance that it sparks a longer term downtrend, but it, you know, nobody knows. We just gotta wait and see. It depends on how the opening action hits it, really. If the opening action hits it well, it could run up, or if people are nervous, they start selling at the open, we could have a longer term downtrend. I really don't know there. Again, we're very close to getting funded. We need 400 bucks. Usually I would short this, right? Like, and I think I'm going to start trying to short this. We'll start with 4 contracts here, maybe add up to 15. And again, I'm okay if I'm wrong here. Alright, so there's 6. Scaling into this. We got 8 now. Flat on the trade. I see Nvidia pulling back. That's kind of why I'm a little bit more bearish here, but it doesn't mean much. Like, anything could happen. Alright, so there we go. We got a little bit of a flush. I want to give it time too. Because again, look at Nvidia start to dip, and this is going to influence a lot of it too. There we go. Took half off, locked it in. Give it a little bit more time to break down. 4 contracts left. We've been very accurate today too, man. I don't know if we've had any actual losing trades outside of like bad fills and stuff, but yeah, we're about $300 away. Slow and methodical gains this morning. We'll keep these 2 contracts, see if we get a longer term trend down or what, but we got some space. I'm new to your channel. I've watched about 3 lives. Wondering if you could discuss your prep before trading. I mean, you guys usually see my prep. And so I get up at 5 a.m. Usually, like, I crack open the stream and start looking at stuff and prepping for the day there. You'll notice I don't really trade the first hour or so into the stream. I'm usually kind of analyzing markets, analyzing stocks, trying to figure out what I like or dislike. So you guys usually see it. It's usually just looking at markets, seeing whether it's up or down. You get into a flow state of it after you trade for a while. So you start to kind of understand what's going on and like kind of identify different patterns and stuff like that in the morning. Apple breaking highs. That's one thing that could impact this position here, short. This is taking too long, I think, but I want to give it a little bit more time since we're so green on the trade. If Nvidia continues to flush, this will probably drag the NASDAQ down with it. Although, again, I don't know for sure. Not an investment professional. Once this one's passed, I'm probably just going to start trading the actual funded accounts I have. There we go. Boom. Yeah, so we're $300 away. Here's my P&L today. Pretty nice little graph. We've only traded micros today, so we haven't traded one E-mini, and you can see we're up about 6. And so this will probably be how I trade my actual funded accounts as well. Yeah, we're $300 away. I'm gonna short this, I guess, and try to take some size here into this green trade. All right, so there's 5 contracts. You might not understand why I just took a green trade and turned it red. But I did this so that I can have a better edge on Alright, so there's 10. So we're not gonna add any more to this. We're gonna leave it. I did this because I was so green in that one that I could add to it and then take a larger risk with less risk. So take a larger trade with less risk is a better way to put it. Because like now if it squeezes up against me, I added to it when I was already green, and so it's not the end of the world. I can get out for $100 or whatever. But it gives it more time to break down here. All right, so we got 10. Very close to cutting it until we got this pullback here. Let's see if it flushes down. Gotta watch Nvidia here closely too. Now we're flat. Yeah, micros are the way to go, I think, here. They just give you so much more room. You can still take max size. Not max size, but you can still take pretty big size with just limited risk. I like them much more. Alright, this is taking too long. Although I do like Nvidia's breakdown look. This is taking too long, unless we get a surge down quickly, which we could. But I'm gonna have to cut this and just limit my risk and come back to fight another day. There's a big surge down though. Okay, never mind. I'm trying to watch Nvidia pretty closely here though. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this. So we got out. First loss we've taken in most of the morning. So yeah, we're up 400 of the day. We still got we still got less than $500 to make here. So we still got some time. But Apple's starting to move up. Nvidia's starting to move up. Still a very good morning. Hey, good luck, Tactical. You know, again, if you want to check out Apex, link is in the description. Just make sure to use my promo code if you want the max discount. It's BT, Beginner Trading BT. You could also use Triple B. BBB, you know. Would you buy an iPhone for $5,000? What? You mean like, would I leave Samsung, or would I leave would I leave Android and go to an iPhone for $5,000? Probably not. You know, again, $5,000 to me, look, it's a lot of money. I'm not saying it's not, but like I don't want to watch this video. There's so many like terrible negative videos that you see. Look, I'm not against fitness influencers, okay? I'm not. All right. But like, dudes taking a bunch of gear and getting in big shape and then trying to sell courses on how to get into big shape is kind of like, bro, you're just taking a bunch of gear, dude. Like, you know, I'm not saying it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy to do. I'm just saying, like, look, if I took a bunch of gear and went and worked out 4 times a week, I'd be big too, you know? I could eat freaking nachos every day, take a bunch of gear, and be big, you know? Just misleading. I'd buy an original iPhone 1 for $5K. Good morning, John. What about Tesla? Tesla's dipping down a little bit over the last few days. Backstreet Boy? Yeah, that's me, bro. Listen, I'm a, you know. What meme coins are you watching? That's like a trust fund kid trading stocks. Yeah, for sure, right? I wish I was a trust fund kid, dude. Tesla $50 price target. It's trying. I'm in Tesla right now. My average price is the 180, so I'm down on it. But it's all right. It's not a huge position. My Tesla trade's actually pretty small. I'm in Apple right now. And so Apple's actually doing better here. We're in it right now. We're pretty much flat on it, though. I'm trying to give it some time to work. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I use minis to pass evals in one trade, then switch to micros. All right, guys. Hey, we got 45 minutes. I should have stayed in the short queue. I was right about the direction. I just got faked out, it looks like, here on that last one. Again, you got to watch Nvidia here. Nvidia is what's ultimately dragging the market down. Market might pull back. Real estate. What's going on in real estate right now? I know Zillow's had a really good year. What's the best real estate ETF to watch based off of real estate prices? What's the best real estate price ETF? I'm curious. What's the best ETF, guys? Let me see. V and Q. I know that's the Vanguard one, right? Yeah, the Vanguard. So is this tracking real estate prices? Let me see. Let me see. V and Q. Index fund ETF. I'm asking AI. Vanguard Real Estate mainly comprises real estate investments, investment trusts. Yeah, I mean, it's doing pretty well, V and Q. There's Apple dipping down some here. And then, all right, look, we're going to start to short. All right, we got to watch Nvidia and Apple here. Apple's right at the volume weighted average price. And so I want to see if that bounces it or not, or what happens there. Apple bouncing a little bit here, but we gotta wait, I think, and just be patient. Let's see if we pull back a little bit in Nvidia. Nvidia's starting to want to bounce. All right, we're scalping another 10 contract position here. You can see we're up pretty big here. 10 contracts left. You'd love to see it. Let's see if we can break down some more here. Boom. All right, we'll take a little bit more off just to protect the trade. Again, we need about $350 left. We got 8 contracts. I'd like to let this roll and work because we've got a big cushion. I could also add to it, similar to what I did on the last trade, although it will make my risk a little bit worse. But Alright, we're gonna start cutting size here. I don't like that big rebound. 4 contracts left. Or no, 8 contracts left. Yeah, just a big bounce back. Unfortunately, we gotta cut it. So again, we made a little bit there. Yeah, remember, you gotta roll over some contracts here. Yeah, this is mostly from Apple pushing up. Look at Apple bounce all the way back up. What about Tesla? Tesla bouncing back up too. So yeah, this is just tech moving up. All right, look at Apple rip up. Q following it up. Nvidia back up to 867. Still flat or still red on the day, but got a little bit more room. IBM asks employees to volunteer for layoffs, targets 80% cuts in key departments, including HR, according to the register. What does IBM do now? All right, so again, Nvidia up to 867.80s here. Apple at 171s. We've got the Q bouncing back a little bit. What other tech stocks are moving up right now? I know we got Apple, Amazon. Amazon's not really moving. Meta, probably a big one. Microsoft, haven't really watched that one as much in a while. Yeah, I'll be trading the same, most likely. The same as what I'm trading right now in micros. I mean, I'm already funded in 3 accounts. All right, chat. 30 minutes left. Nvidia at 870, so Nvidia ripping back up. This will probably drag the Q back up with us as well. The Q still got a ways to go, though, on a 5-minute chart. Let me put the previous close up. There we go. So, yeah, the Q still got a ways to go. This is the previous close way up here at 439, so it's gapping down significantly. A year ago, Silicon Valley Bank failed. Here's the CEO. A lot of people talking about Nvidia here. Jim Bianco saying, quote, "This week's story might be Nvidia and what happens after Friday's massive reversal. See the big red candle on Friday." That is the story this week for sure. Nvidia is the dominant driver of market returns this year. Again, I'm quoting Jim Bianco. As this chart shows, it's roughly a third of the total change in the S&P 5's market cap. And Nvidia is over 60% of the total market cap. Why is Friday's big red Nvidia candle significant? The amount of speculative money that's poured in has been massive. We have a good proxy. In December, Granite shares started trading 2x long Nvidia ETF. It is an ETF that owns 8 derivatives associated with Nvidia. No net new money flowed into this ETF from August 23 to the end of January. According to this, assets in this ETF have ballooned 1.4 bill. Friday's volume went ballistic. Nvidia trades near 238. NVDL trades near 238. The turnover was 102 billion or 10x. Focus on NVDL. Yeah, maybe. CPI this week's going to be the biggest influence over broad markets outside of Nvidia. So again, CPI this week is very important. It's been a crazy couple months of market activity. So. All right, so Druckenmiller on the 1978 stock crash, when they asked him what determined the timing of your shift from bullish to bearish, he said, quote, "It was a combo of a number of factors. Valuations had gotten extremely overdone. The dividend yield was down 2.6% and the price book value ratio was at an all-time high. The Fed had been tightening for a period of time. Finally, my technical analysis showed that the breadth wasn't there. That is, the market strength was primarily concentrated in the high cap stocks, with the broad spectrum of issues lagging well behind. This factor made the rally look like a blow-off." End quote. Druckenmiller about the 1987 market crash. Do we see parallels here? You know, I think a lot of people, though, have to understand that is that Druckenmiller is now also long in Nvidia. Pullback due. Is it time for a pullback, chat? I don't know. Again, I'm not saying it is or it isn't. Okay, I don't know. Google's starting to move back up. You love to see it. Again, I don't know. Do you think that the entire stock market is being dragged by one stock? It feels often like it's a speculative bubble, and when that stock stops performing, everything crashes and portfolios are ruined. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so, but it's possible. You know, you got to understand the PE ratio of Nvidia is not that high. It's high. It's not like crazy hyper extended high. I mean, it's extended. All right. What is the PE ratio right now? Let me see. Let me ask AI. All right, Google started to move up. $66. So I mean, it's high. It's not like obscene high. Can I walk away with a $500,000 investment? Let's say I got accepted into the Y Combinator and I received the $500K investment. The very next day I received the investment. I'll close the company and fly to another company or fly to another country. Can I keep it? Bro, that's got to be the dumbest question ever. You know how much money you would make if you won the Y Combinator investment? Like outside of $500K, bro, you're going to make so much more. That's the dumbest decision ever. Yeah, everybody's mad at daylight savings, but in freaking fall, I'm loving it. Give me that extra hour of sleep. Again, Google rip it up. Almost to 137s right now. Dare I say rip. Y'all get mad. That's okay. Well, watch Nvidia, though. Nvidia's kind of the big one you want to pay attention to. What has a PE ratio of 280? Not Nvidia. You know, you hear people just kind of repeat random stuff. Nvidia certainly doesn't have a PE ratio of 280. Again, the way you determine PE, you add up the last 4 quarters of EPS, and then you divide that by the price of the stock. It's definitely not 240. Palantir. I thought you were talking about Nvidia. Palantir, maybe. I don't know about Palantir. All right, again, Apple's still up there. Nvidia's still trying to move. Google bouncing up some here. We're still watching Tesla. Get banned for life, Tom. Great day, sir. Stop. Yeah, I don't know. Like, again, you can't trust somebody that goes from stream to stream sending bots. You know, you just can't trust anybody. You know what I mean? People get freaking weird, bro. Get banned for life. What are people thinking here? Like, come on now, guys. Like, whose idea is it? Like, hey, the way we grow is we go to other people's stream and we just feed them sketchy bots. Like, come on now, dude. You're just gonna get banned for life. It looks like this is actually a scammer, is what this actually looks like. So this looks like a just a straight on, like full on scammer trying to talk people into sending it. I don't even know. Maybe not, but like, people gotta learn. Like, the way to grow is not by going to other people's stream and spamming your content. Like, if that's the only way you can think about growing, you're making a mistake. The reality is, like, you gotta find other ways to grow. You gotta create content that's unique that people want to see. You know. Oh yeah, that's where we get the quote from, Frostbite. Good day, sir. You win nothing. You get nothing. Willy Wonka in here. John, you noticed the divergence between Nasdaq and the Q. Was the index adjusted overnight? You noticed one, you mean? This is a 5-minute chart on the Q. Here is the Nasdaq 100. Same price action. Here's a 5-minute chart. Yeah, it's the same price action. Same thing. Yeah, you don't pass, don't collect 200. I really can't understand how Supermicro semiconductors reached 1,000 so easily and Nvidia is struggling still. Well, I mean, the first thing you want to understand, Gabe, is that you got to understand what a float is, brother. It doesn't seem like you understand what a float is and like the difference. Okay, so like I'll explain it to you here. Supermicro semiconductors is a very low float stock, meaning there's less shares out there for the public to trade. It's only got 50 million shares out there versus Nvidia, which has billions and billions. Okay, and so Supermicro can be higher than 1,000, higher than Nvidia, and be worth way less than Nvidia is, right? Like you can't just look one-dimensionally at price. You know what I mean? That's what new traders do, no offense. You have to look at how many shares are out there in the world. And Nvidia just has way more shares out there. And so what that means is that I can buy 50,000 shares of Nvidia, and it's not really going to move that stock very much at all. If I buy 50,000 shares of Supermicro semiconductors, it's probably going to move it a lot more than it would move Nvidia because the float is smaller. So essentially, smaller float stocks are more volatile, they have larger ranges, and it's going to be much easier for Supermicro to hit $1,000 versus Nvidia, which has billions of shares in the float, right? So there's a difference there. It's not the same thing. Nvidia is still way more valuable than Supermicro ever is because Nvidia's got billions and billions of shares out there. Yeah, like Chipotle is not worth more than Apple, dude. You know, it's just not how it works. You can get banned for life in here. Good day to you. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, Chipotle's not worth more than Nvidia. I wish it was. I like Chipotle. You know, Chipotle's good. All right, so we're starting to get a bounce back here. Nvidia up to 870s. We're going to stream it, George. I hope it says positive, optimistic things, but... yeah, he's trying to get me to say stuff, you know. Get banned for life. Honestly, it boosts my ego so much knowing that we have all these people that are so, like, self-conscious about my YouTube channel and like, insecure that they have to come to the stream and just try to throw me off every day. It kind of feels good, bro. Listen, you know. I appreciate it. It really feels good, man. Let it out, guys. It's okay. Costco looks to rebound. I don't know. Let me see. No news today. I mean, there's news, but there's no economic reports. Not any major ones that are relevant. Yeah, man. Again, you know he's got to be super insecure. He's struggling at life. I just assume they're struggling at life. Like, if you're spending your time and energy hating on some YouTuber, you know, again, I just assume, like, I either know them in real life. Maybe they're, like, old friends who are struggling in their life right now. Maybe they are... like people that have wanted to work with the channel and I didn't let them. Whatever the reason is, right? Like, you know, they're just struggling right now. They just got to be in a struggle in life. And so, hey, honestly, it makes me feel better about my own. You love to see it. Yeah, he did Friday as well. Yeah, we should have banned him then. What song or music do you use? We use a bunch of different ones. This playlist is like years old. We built this playlist a long time ago. It's literally, it's a big playlist too. It's got hundreds and hundreds of songs. Five minutes until what? Yeah, again, market doesn't open for another 20 minutes or so. We got CB employment trends today and consumer inflation expectations at 11, but I'm not covering. None of that's big. All right, big bounce back here. The Q hitting the volume weighted average price. Nvidia went all the way back to that 200 EMA. Remember, I'm not really super optimistic until we break these levels here. You see the 200 EMA, the volume weighted average price, and the previous closing price. I'm not going to be super optimistic until we break over that level. That's a big level. Yeah, I'm not going to be super optimistic until we break over that level. CPI tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern time. Tesla now technically green on the day. Or it's been green on the day. It's actually starting to dip down. Yeah, tomorrow's a huge day. It's probably one of the biggest days of the week. What do you think about regional banks? I don't know, man. I think we're seeing parallels to last year. Last year in March, we had a lot of regional bank failures. You know, Mark Twain famously said, "History doesn't repeat itself, but it definitely rhymes." And I think we're seeing some rhyming from last week. You know. John, if you were to start buying shares today of a stock to build your portfolio, which ones? I don't know. You know, that's a loaded question. I'm not really buying anything today right now. I'm really not. I don't see anything that I really like. You know, I think Tesla's down cheap enough at 175s to maybe be interesting for more shares. But, you know, even just me saying that might get people upset. You know, it just depends. It depends. If the inflation data drops tomorrow, if it's long term in a portfolio, you know, you got to look at blue chips that have been downtrending. I kind of like Boeing right here. Boeing's almost down in the year right now. It's been pulling back very heavily from 260s. It's at 180s. I still kind of like Boeing, although there's certainly risks there. There's certainly risks. I'm certainly not telling you to buy anything. I have no idea what I'm talking about. And I might be wildly wrong about anything and everything I say. Don't copy me. Don't sue me. Not an investment professional. All that good stuff. You know, remember this right here. But again, I don't dislike Boeing. I think Boeing's interesting. I'm sorry. I gotta put that up. There we go. All right, so again, we are moving over the volume weighted average price. We updated to, I rolled over, but it doesn't expire until the 15th, I think. I'm on MNQM4 is the symbol I'm on right now. MNQM4. Yeah, again, I don't know for sure. I think Boeing long term will be fine, but short term, it's risky, of course. What do y'all think of Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul? It's on Netflix. All right, chat. Remember, join my Discord as well. We have a completely free Discord. It doesn't cost a penny. Okay, join our Discord. We're growing it now. There's the link. We appreciate the love. I hope Tyson wins, but I actually think Paul might win. All right, here's the problem. Tyson, when you get older, one thing happens. You see it in MMA. You see it in the UFC. You see it with Volkanovski. Okay, one of the things that happens as you get older is your chin starts to go. Right? Again, there's a very famous stat in MMA, and champions over 35 are 1 in 30. It's like 1 in 30 something. or maybe it's like 1-19 or 1-21 or something like that in terms of records. Title defenses records. So champions are struggling right now. If you're over 35, I think your chin starts to go, your speed starts to go, your reaction starts to go, your power stays there. So you still got like heavyweights that are still knocking people out. Your power's still there, but again, your chin starts to go. And so my worry for Tyson is that he's fighting Jake, who's very young, and he's got a good chin. Jake has a good chin, and he has power, you know. And so I think that's a risky fight for Tyson. I also feel bad because Tyson, man, he made hundreds of millions of dollars boxing. So the fact that he needs to take this fight is a bad thing, you know. Yeah, I think that's going to be a mistake. I think Jake's definitely going to try to KO Tyson. Jake is not good though. Well, he's not good versus Tyson in his prime. But Tyson's not in his prime anymore. Alright guys, look, so again, the Q over the 200 EMA, over the volume weighted average price. Nvidia is still testing that level. Again, look at the 200 EMA VWAP level. Look at the previous closing price. I think Nvidia, if the market wants to rebound, Nvidia has to do it. You know. Yeah, he had fun, man. I can't judge. You can't take it with you. You know what I mean? I can't really judge. I feel for him, but I can't judge. He lived his life, you know. And I mean, isn't that what life is about? Like, you gotta live your life. I can't even get mad. You know, who knows what I would do with 100 million if I was a famous boxer like Tyson, you know. Everybody's getting mad about Kimmel and Downey jokes. But I didn't watch the Oscars to know about it. I don't know when the date is. I mean, Jake's not really that good as a boxer. I think he's fooled. I think you got a lot of kids that like grew up on Jake, and so they idolize him a little bit. But I think you got to understand, like, look, Jake fought one real boxer out of all these fights that he's been in. He fought one real boxer, Tommy Fury, and Tommy Fury is kind of like a B-level boxer, but he's a real boxer, young, in his prime, like Jake, right? And I thought it wasn't close. I thought Fury destroyed Jake. Like, I didn't think it was close. I thought Jake lost almost every round. And so Tommy Fury, I didn't think it was close. And so Jake lost the only real boxer he's ever fought. And so I think he's kind of tricking a lot of young people into thinking he's a good boxer, but he's really fighting like again, you have to understand, a lot of the people he's fighting are MMA fighters with no chin. Like, you know, he's fighting a lot of guys with no chin. Would he beat me up? Sure. You know, but what did it say about joining the Discord, Bart? Oh, it let everybody else in. Y'all like the song? This is like one of my favorite lo-fi songs they have on this playlist. Google's still breaking highs, though. Hey, you love to see it. Wow, look at Google pop. I'm gonna take a third off of Google. I've already taken most profit. All right, chat. Hey, we got 8 minutes. All right, so we're up to 18.23s, 18.23s. Nvidia up to 870s. Google at 137s. Google's still moving up. I see a lot of bull action here, but again, I think Nvidia's got to get over those 3 major levels: the 200 EMA, the volume weighted average price, the previous closing price. I think it's got to get over those levels. Yeah, I mean, I've done the 100 million logic before. Listen, you get 100 million, guys. It depends on your, like, understand what treasury bonds are and understand the true edge of markets, right? You get 100 million. Number one, I think most people could live off of 50 million for the rest of their life, incredibly comfortably happy and wealthy, right? And so let's say you take 50 million and you put 25% of it in the market, right? Or let's say you take 50 million and you take half of it, you stick it in the stock market. Right, so you got 50 million. Obviously, half of it's going to be 25, or not divided. Sorry, half of it's going to be 25 million. Right. Now, if you put it in the stock market, you're going to earn about 10% on average every year. We'll just call it 10%. We could call it 8%. I'll do 8% just to make it understandable. All right, so here's 8% interest per year. Okay, 8% interest per year. Right? So again, $25 million, you take a quarter of your original 100 million, you stick it in the stock market. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So in 10 years, 25 million is going to turn into 53 million in 10 years. All right. Again, in 10 years, 25 million is going to turn into $54 million roughly. All right, so you're gonna basically make your 50 million back in 10 years just investing it. All right, say you took the other half of that, you took another 25 million. So right, so you're gonna make about $25 million over 10 years investing it in the stock market, most likely, but there's risks. It's not guaranteed. All right, so let's say you take the other 25 million, you stick it into treasury bonds. Right now they're paying out about 4.2%. All right. Over a 10-year period. Yearly, they're paying out about 4.2%. So $25 million yearly if you just invest in guaranteed treasury bonds. These are guaranteed by the U.S. government. All right, a 10-year treasury bond, you're going to make over $1 million a year just in interest payments off of that 10-year treasury bond. All right, so you're going to make over $1 million a year. And then at the end of that 10-year period, you're going to get your $25 million back. And so you're going to make about $10.5 million in interest just on that, right? And then basically you could live off of that too. Keep recycling that pattern, buying treasury bonds, investing in the market with half of your income, right? For the rest of your life, you could live off the other 50 million, party, do whatever you want, buy cars, all that good stuff, and really live off of it. That's the mistake most people make, is that they think, hey, I got $50 million, I'm never going to run out. Like, take half of it. Do whatever you got to do and live off the rest. You know, compounding, man, is one of the... Again, Warren Buffett described it as one of the wonders of the world. And he's not lying. Compound interest. Powerful thing. Point is, Shohei Ohtani got a bad deal. You always take the lump sum. You never take the monthly payments. You know, I'm expecting you to split it with me. If you win the lottery, I'm expecting 10% of it, you know. At least throw a mill my way. You know what I mean? Hey, throw your boy a mill. Just, you know. All right, chat. Hey, we got 4 minutes. All right, so we're getting a big dip. Again, Nvidia's starting to dump. I don't like this move at all. Market's about to open right now. Again, I told you guys the risks here. The risks are that Nvidia doesn't make it over this level. And that's exactly precisely what we're catching right now. The risks are that Nvidia does not make it over this level, and that's what's happening. Nvidia's starting to break down. Market's starting to break down. Nasdaq's starting to break down. So again, that's the risks here. We're going to get ready to day trade. Our job is to get funded today, guys. We are almost there. All right, we're almost there. I'm going to put two charts up here. Nvidia, the Nasdaq, or I'll put maybe the SPY up. My job is to get funded. We are $500 away from getting $300,000 in funding on Apex right now. It only costs $35 to reset too, but I'm hoping I can get it today. We're very close. Let's do this. We're going to be trading mostly straight up micros all day. I'm not going to be buying regular E-minis, mostly just straight up micros is what I'm going to be trading. And before we look at all of this stuff, remember, guys, before we trade, remember I'm terrible. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong about everything I freaking say. Don't copy me. Not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. Top 3 worst traders in the world right now, and understand that. Don't copy me. Let's get ready. All right, here we go. Less than a minute, chat. Less than a minute. You got to be disciplined. Yeah, a lot of people, like, one of the big values of a financial advisor is that they can have the discipline not to touch it. Because in order to make compound interest, you can't mess with it. You can't touch it. A lot of people see some gains and they immediately sell, and that's the wrong move. SPY up to 510s. All right, guys, here we go. 10 seconds. Also, I'm gonna hit the I'm gonna put it in sub only mode, guys. Listen, I'm like 150 subs away from 130,000 subscribers. Ouch. There's the opening bell. There's the opening bell. Breakdowns happening in markets and then a big retrace back up. The Q trying to hold. Watch the SPY. I got to put Nvidia up here. So let's watch Nvidia. Nvidia's starting to rebound back up. We're going to let things play out first. I'm not going to take any crazy big trades right now. We got to let things play out first. Google rip it up, breaking highs as well. Apple flying up right now. Hey, you love to see it. Apple getting ready to tap the high from yesterday. Apple's helping the market right now for sure. Remember, we bought the dip in Apple. Man, look at Nvidia go here, chat. Nvidia's going. I'm gonna short this. It's a little early, but that's all right. We can add to our position here. All right, we took half of it off. Still getting a breakdown with only 2 contracts here. Take 3, 4 contracts. Take half off. See, Nvidia started to look weak, and then we're in 4 contracts. We're going to start to take our big position here. I think Nvidia rejecting there is a very bad sign. There we go. Half off, locked it in. We're about $300 away here, chat. Keep adding to this short. Take more off here. All right, so we're $300 away. 5 contracts. We're going to take that risk now. See if we get that volatility to do it. There we go. Half. More. We're at 150 bucks away. Chat. I'm gonna try to use micros for this. $100 away. Chat. Well. We got 4 contracts left. I'd like to keep shorting this and see if these 4 contracts can take me the rest of the way there. Maybe we'll add into 6 contracts. We took half off there, locked it in. Again, we're $100 away, so this should get us basically there. 1 contract left. We're $40 away. I'm gonna add to this, see if we get that final push. $20 away. Whew, we're $20 away, chat. $20. I think 1 contract is reasonable here. Two contracts. Take 3, 4, and that's it. Come on, I'm right there. I did it. Whew. All right, funded. All right, there we go. Funded in the $300,000 combine. We did that. Whew. All right. Funded by $6. There we go. Over 320 in actual net profit. Over 320, we are now funded. Trading mostly micros. This is the reason you want Apex. You can trade as many you can trade tons of micros here. It limits your risk. It allows you to take these type of trades without taking crazy big risk. But we got it. We're at 320 plus. We are now funded in the $320,000. Let me get out of this because I can't. It will mess me up if I keep trading it. So it will mess me up if I keep doing it. But we are now funded. Again, Nvidia, I'm watching Nvidia break down. Like, that's what I'm using to gauge this. I'm watching Nvidia break down. You know. Look, I'm in Apple right now. I might start taking some profit here. Like, look at this. Watching Nvidia close here on the bottom. Again, if you want to take Apex with me, there's the high break. If you want to take this Apex challenge with me, again, they got packages from 25K up to 300. I just got funded on the 300 one. There's the link if you want to check it out. Use promo code BT, beginner trading. Help support your boy here. Help support free trading content. Where we don't sell a course, we don't sell a service, we don't claim to be experts, we don't act like gurus. We give everything away for free. Help support free content. Apple moving up. All right, we're gonna cut that. We'll come back to this. Just wanted to take some profit there. Nvidia's starting to bounce back up. Again, let me switch from this account. I don't want to retrade this account. Let me see. So this was... There we go. Check this one. Look, I'm gonna go to Tradeovate because I can't look at. They're doing ID verification for me on Apex, so I can't actually see what account has how much profit and what account is funded versus not funded, right? So I'm gonna just trade on my Tradeovate accounts. We're funded in multiple on Tradeovate, and so we're gonna start playing with that here. And so this is my actual funded account. We're gonna start trading on that today. Hopefully we have just as good of results here. But this is my actual funded account. We're gonna start trading on that today. And so yeah, let's have some fun. We're up a little bit in this account already. So again, we're gonna be trading micros again. I believe this is my 75,000 funded account. I believe it's my 75K one. All right, Apple with a big pullback here. So it looks like me scaling out a profit there was the right move. Equities are doing lovely today. Again, we did bought Apple. We did bought Google a few days ago. And those trades. Tesla ripping up too. Yeah, you can use my link. Just use my promo code BT, Tyler. BT, beginner trading. BT, one word. Is this a 5-minute chart? Hold on, let me check this. Yeah, it's a 5-minute chart. I don't want that. I want a 1-minute chart. How do I switch? See, I gotta get used to Tradeovate. Oh, there it is. All right, I want a 1-minute chart. Okay, so we're gonna start scaling into micros here. We're gonna start take 2 contracts. We're gonna buy on the dip. There's 4 contracts here. We'll probably leave it at this, maybe 5. Come on, give me the bounce. All right, took half off. Took another half off. Lock that in. So we're made 27 bucks just now on our actual funded account here. And again, we are day trading futures. There's no PDT in futures. I could day trade short. I'm basically day trading the Q price action. Look at Tesla rip all the way back up. Tesla up to $10 or up to 180 bucks. Nice. You know, I did bought a lot of these and it looks like it's working out for me there. Yeah, and the good thing about this latest sale for Apex is that I can reset the 35. I mean, I'm funded now. I'm not gonna touch it, but I can. If I lost, I can reset it for 35 bucks. And so very cheap. It usually costs $200, and it costs $200 to buy the initial one. But if you fail, you can reset it for 35 bucks for the time being on Apex. Also get 71% off. And so look, link is in the description. You can also see the link up, obviously in chat. We put it up. All right, watch Nvidia here. Nvidia at the 200 EMA. This move depends on if Nvidia holds. I'm going to bet it does. I'm going to bet that it makes a test of that 200 EMA. And maybe not. 3. We're going to get into 4. There we go. Take half off there. Take another half. We got 1 contract left. We'll let this one ride a little bit more. See if Nvidia makes a move. It's taking too long. I'm just gonna go ahead and lock the profit in. So we're almost up to 100 bucks in profit on the day. And the goal of this is to build up a cushion of like 100 bucks or so, and then I can take larger risks. But so far, so good. No, it's not usually like that, Stefan. They allow scalpers and everything, you know, I'm pretty sure. All right, Google just broke highs again, too. just took a little bit off of Google. I'm in Google. My average price is 134s. It's at almost 139s. So. Again, you want to check all this stuff out with them to make sure, right? But see where my stats are. Hey guys, we need like 120 subs now to break 130,000. We need 120 subs, give or take. Less than that actually, but we need about 120. All right, Nvidia pulling back. I'm gonna bet that it's gonna bounce at the volume weighted average price. So we're gonna take 2 contracts. We're gonna start to limit our size here though. I don't want to give too much back if I do lose. But we also got to be careful if like a major flush starts to happen. I want to see Nvidia bounce at the VWAP here. That's what I'm betting on basically right now. You know, it is the day before CPI, so we can have choppiness and stuff like that today. All right, so we're flat. See, I really like trading micros. I think micros are the way to go. All right, we took half off there, locked it in. We're up about 100 on the day now. I'll let this last one make a test. Again, I thought Nvidia would bounce at that 200 or that volume weighted average price, and it did. We retraced a little bit now though, so I could buy into this retracement, and meaning maybe we're gonna rip back up, or I could just let it play. I think I'm just gonna let it play. We're kind of down on the trade a little bit now too. Watching Nvidia, it's still bouncing at that level here, but I like that retracement. So we're gonna add to this. My headphones are starting to cut out. Here we go. We took half off there. Kind of a lot of choppiness happening here, but one contract gets me enough to where I can try to build up a decent cushion here. All right, we're gonna add to a green trade already. Take profits quickly and then cut it. So we're up over 100. Tesla broke highs again. That's what this is. And so Nvidia gave us that bounce at the volume weighted average price. I hope you guys can see how I'm doing this with futures, right? Like the futures market, this is the Nasdaq 100. It's the ETF, or it's an index fund of the largest companies in the world. And so Nvidia influences this a lot. And so I'm looking at Nvidia, I'm predicting what Nvidia is going to do, and then I'm taking the appropriate trade based off of that. That has a lot to do with my logic of trading. With scalping specifically, like there's a lag sometimes. Nvidia might bounce. It takes a little while for the Nasdaq to react, and I can have like an appropriate trade based off of that. I hope that makes sense. All right. Yeah, Nvidia's starting to fight back. It's still consolidating though under the previous closing price. A concern about long trading is this right here on the 200 EMA level for Nvidia. If it rejects this previous closing price again, that'll be the second rejection it's had at that level, and that could trigger a sell-off. Tesla's starting to pull back some as well. Again, Nvidia could help make or break this market. Is basically what it is. Yeah, it's all good. Everybody has their own style of trading. Do what you got to do. All right, so let me look at my subs. We're getting pretty close to 130K. We'll definitely break it tomorrow. So there's that pullback. Again, watch Nvidia. I'm kind of sitting quiet right now. I think there's too much indecision with regards to Nvidia and the rest of the market. And so, yeah, we're going to limit our long trades for now. All right, so again, we got a double top here on Nvidia. I didn't like it. It started to dip down some. Yeah, so we're just kind of sitting tight. All right, so look at Nvidia retracing all the way to stay above the volume weighted average price. This could be a bullish move if as long as Nvidia holds. But also that would signify chop and yeah, there's the bullish move. There it goes. Yeah, I mean, like I said, when you start to understand these big milestone levels, we're hitting the 200 EMA now. These moves start to be a little bit more predictable. So again, we might get a rejection here if the 200 EMA rejects on Nvidia as well. If it breaks over, it might just keep running though, and that looks like it's trying to happen here. Tesla also creeping towards highs. All right, chat, we're just kind of hanging out here. A lot of indecision. We did break over the 200 EMA for at least a second, but it looks like it's rejecting there. So yeah, I'm just kind of sitting tight. right, Apple retracing back up some. We'll see if it holds. Again, Nvidia very flat today, very flat. Tesla's one that's really giving us a lot of green action right now. If we put up Tesla on the top right, Tesla's kind of dragging markets up. Nvidia's starting to dump though. I don't really like either direction. I think it could go long or short right now. That's why you see me slow down a lot. Tesla broke highs again, almost up to 182s. Did they ever correct? No. Nvidia's starting to look weak. But again, it also could just be flat, which makes me not want to trade as much. Starting to finally break down. I think my headphones are going out. Yep. Charge these. No, CPI drops tomorrow. So yeah, look at Nvidia. Nvidia's breakdown is influencing all of this stuff. Look at the flush. If Nvidia can't hold, the markets might fall. We might start to short small position here. And kind of add to this on a bounce. There we go. Now we're in 3 contracts. Man, such a big bounce quickly here. You don't love to see it, of course. Kind of gave back all of this very fast. Should have stuck with my idea of not trading. Problem is Tesla's ripping up. So we're going to cut this. We're down 24 bucks. The problem, my equities portfolio is doing great. But like, you know, you don't love to see it. Let's see what Nvidia does. Nvidia hitting the volume weighted average price level here. Kind of a flat day, unfortunately, too. Super micro. Yeah, again, I should have stuck with my own idea of not trading. It's all good. It happens, man. Like I can't look. I'm funded in a 300,000 account today. I can't be upset. I really can't. I gotta just be grateful. We're doing well. And again, we were already green in this account anyway. So like in our actual funded one. So like we got some time and room and space to do stuff. And so it's all good. Market's indecisive. Watching Nvidia to see if it flushes down or what it does. All right, so we just ended up scalping. Like whenever I find myself emotionally trading, so we ended up just building up another $130 profit. I ended up shorting this. The reason I shorted it was because of Nvidia here hitting the VWAP. Sometimes you got to trade off stream though. Streaming does affect my entries and exits, and so I actually shorted this because I thought like it would look like a cup and handle, or a head and shoulders, that pattern I mean. And so we were able to short it. Somehow I'm still driving up profit in equities as well. It's the same account too. I didn't switch accounts. It's the same account. Google just broke highs. That's nice. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what it is. What is Apple at? Apple's right back up to the highs. Okay, good. Very green day for my equities portfolio though. I'm probably going to go ahead and close it down, though, here, chat. I don't see anything else that looks good. Let me see how close we are to hitting 130K. I think we're pretty close, but I don't think we're going to hit it today. I think it'll be tomorrow. Yeah, we're 100 subs away, fortunately, or unfortunately, however you want to look at it. But I appreciate the love, guys. Tomorrow is going to be our largest CPI stream ever. We're going to make more money than we ever have. We're going to grow faster than we ever have. I'm putting that out in the universe, guys. Hey. I appreciate the love. Thanks so much. Y'all have a great day. Y'all be safe. Remember, tomorrow is CPI inflation report, which means that we might have choppy days today, guys. We might have a flat, boring, choppy day. Remember, we did get funded in our 300K Apex accounts, the largest account we're ever going to get funded. I think I have to check, but you can see here, guys, we are up over 20K, which is the necessary profit. So we hit our profit target. We're done. I'm gonna even close out Quant Tower completely. So we hit it. We're done. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to trade on that tomorrow, but we'll be back on the 300K account soon. If you want to join me in these accounts, guys, again, check out Apex. You get 71% off right now. And so the 300K one, if you want to try to get funded there, is like $200, but it only costs $35 resets. Universal resets for only $35. You can do the 25K combine or the 25K challenge account on Apex. You get 71% off. It's like 20 or $30. If you're good enough to make $1,500 in profit while following their rules, they fund you $25,000. If not, you're probably going to lose less than putting the money up yourself. It only makes sense, I think, chat, to don't put up thousands yourself trying to day trade in the beginning. Limit your risk with funded account programs. The PDT rule is a ridiculous rule, and this kind of gets you around it. There's no PDT in futures. You can day trade the S&P and the NASDAQ in futures. Same price action as the SPY and the Q. There's just no PDT rule. These funded account programs allowed that are severely limiting your risk, and I think that's just a great thing. I can't guarantee anything, though. Remember, they're a sponsor of mine. I'm biased. Just remember to use my promo code BT, beginner trading BT. Remember this, guys. I'm biased because they pay me money, so of course, check it out. There's the link. I don't know what you guys should do. I just got dizzy real quick. But yeah, check out Apex right there. It might be these freaking headphones, dude. I gotta take these headphones off. Those headphones are messing with my head. Also, guys, check out Chart Prime, trading view indicator service you can use in stocks, crypto, forex, futures. Again, they're a sponsor of mine as well. I'm biased, of course, because they pay me money. But genuinely powerful indicators. There's custom trading view indicators, so you can use them with anything with a trend or anything with the symbol on trading view. You can use these, and there's so many great ways to use it. You can use them on really any time frame you want as well. What I want to show you guys is check out the strong ones, right? Like, look at the strong ones. These are genuinely powerful. Like, so here's them on the NASDAQ, which is what I was just trading in futures, right? And again, like, check out the strong indicators. Let's back test these, okay? Like, let's back test all of these recently. Like, look at this. All right, so let's back test just over the last day. Sell signal, beautiful drops over a 5-minute chart. This is hours of drops. Look at the strong buy signal there, beautiful bounce. Look at the strong sell signal, almost at exactly the top. Hours and hours of breakdowns. Buy signal there worked. Strong sell signal there worked. Beautiful hours and hours of breakdowns. Buy signal there worked. Strong sell signal there worked. Buy signal there worked. Strong sell signal there. Buy signal there worked. Every one of them has worked out of all of these. This one didn't work. This one maybe didn't work. But the last three worked. 1, 2, 3. Maybe this one didn't work. So we'll call that 4 just to play it safe, right? I think some of those probably still worked, but we'll call it 4. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 4 out of 14 didn't work. All right, that's 8 out of, or that's 10 out of 14. Let's see what the percentage is there. That's 71% accuracy. And again, you can see sell signal, strong signal. We can keep going back. That's genuinely powerful. And again, I can use these on any time frame, on an hourly, on a 1 minute, on the NASDAQ, on gold, on Apple, on Amazon. I can't guarantee they're going to work for you. Nobody can, but there's tons of great options. It pays for itself in one good trade. Screeners, oscillators, back testers, all that cool stuff. Check them out. Great way to help support your boy here in this channel. They are a sponsor of mine as well. I'll put that link up. And remember, if you use Apex, use promo code BT. Beginner Trading, BT, help your boy out. We appreciate the love. Thanks so much. Help keep trading content free, guys. I love you all. Y'all be safe. Link is in the description. Hey, chat, I don't know what happened. I'll see you guys good. I don't know. My internet's crapping out on me all of a sudden. But yeah, y'all check out the links. I love you all. Y'all be safe.